I bought a 2004 Toyota RAV4 for $1,000. It has 300,000 kilometers on it, and I could only view it in the dark, and it sounds like this. To save money on this build, I skipped a tow truck and rented a trailer. After 3 days of going back and forth between my house and the seller's house, I finally got it home. Now it's sitting in my driveway, and for the first time I can take a look at it in the daylight and see what I paid for. Was this a mistake, or is there something worth saving here? In this episode, we're taking a proper look at what my $1,000 bought and figuring out whether this is a disaster or a deal. Hey, welcome back. So we finally got this RAV4 here on the driveway. Finally, it stopped raining here in Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm finally ready to take a closer look at this thing in the daylight instead of on that dark driveway that you've seen in the other episodes. So let's get cracking.
Poverty may come to me, that's true, but what care I, say I'll get by as long as I
Today, in a quiet suburban driveway, a most daring experiment unfolds.
So let me tell you a little bit of history of the RAV4. You know, it's widely considered the world's first compact crossover SUV hitting the North American markets in 1996. In fact, this year, 2026, marks 30 years of the RAV4 in North America. So the name RAV4, as far as I understand it, officially stands for Recreational Active Vehicle with Four-Wheel Drive. Although over the years, a few creative interpretations have popped up online, such as Robust, Accurate Vehicle with Four-Wheel Drive. And in North America, we never saw the 3-door configuration because they just didn't think that there was a market for it. You know, North Americans love their big SUVs. Yellow, orange, and red badge added to the front grille of this RAV is an homage to Toyota's early TRD racing program. Desert trucks, dust, and Ivan Iron Man Stewart charging through Baja. Bit of a tribute, but this RAV could definitely use some racing spirit. And then we go underneath to check out the CV axle boots, sway bar links, tie rod ends, the exhaust. Look for any leaks in any of the hoses. And ultimately to check out the frame, which is mint. There is zero rust on this frame, which in my book is a huge win.
And beneath the bonnet, a power plant of uncertain temperament.
And under the hood we go to take a closer look at this 2.4-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder engine that puts out a whopping 160 ponies. Driver's seat is honestly the worst of the wear on this whole thing. And it's kind of filthy too. I can't wait to clean this and get it detailed and get rid of that French fry. And I might try to paint these door handles. And the other annoying thing on this interior is this floppy sun visor on the passenger side. If that can be fixed, please let me know. There's quite a lot of pet hair in here, and it does smell like it too. If you have any experience with one of those ozone machines, I'd love to hear about it. Utility vehicle with this many kilometers on it, I think this thing looks alright. And now we'll test all of the electrical switches and dials and make sure everything's working. And unlike some nice cars that come with dual zone climate control, this RAV came equipped with single zone visibility. The sad twitching wiper arm reminds me of the daddy long legs I used to torture as a kid. Perhaps this RAV4 is karma's way of paying it forward. That all the lights on this RAV4 work feels like a small victory, but I'll take it. Now a moment of truth. I've plugged in the code reader to see if there's any codes thrown on this ECU. But for some reason, this RAV didn't like that reader, so I had to swap it out for another one.
Was this the beginning of a triumphant restoration, or the prelude to catastrophic expenditure?
And honestly, I couldn't believe it. There were no codes thrown. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this vehicle's looking. This is the first chance I've had to look at it in the daylight. I think it's in pretty good shape, and I think for $1,000 I did all right. So I did order the engine from eBay. It's coming from Ontario. It should be here in about a week's time, and I can't wait to get this thing cleaned up and to get that engine installed. If there's anything that you think I missed checking on this vehicle, please let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to check that and get back to you. If you still think this was a waste of money and that I should cut my losses and part it out, let me know. Hopefully in the next video we will start tearing this engine out of here, so make sure you subscribe so you can follow along to see how badly or hopefully good this goes. So wish me luck. Peace out.